Welcome back to the Late Ted Online Video Show. This episode of the show is brought to you by our friends at Keystone Technologies. Go to KEYSTONech.com. KeystoneTech.com. That's right, folks. Late Made Easy, the retrofit kings. Greggy, what's happening?
All right. One topic I want to bring up is samples, sample policies. I have, as a distributor, we can buy from a lot of different companies. As you know, you're in the same boat. We have a lot of different manufacturers we can choose from. And do you feel that you're getting more requests for samples now than 3 years ago? Or are you getting more, or were you getting more back then? If you had to look at it from that standpoint.
We don't do samples.
Okay. That's where I was going to get to, but let's go there.
So I don't do samples. We invoice you should you choose to return the bulbs. It's under our return policy. That's how we do it.
You invoice them immediately upon receiving.
Yeah, it's just you get invoiced. So if somebody, like, let's say it's a major project and they want to see some samples, we're just going to invoice you, and it's going to go on our books. And then sometimes, like, what happens is we kind of write it off. Like if somebody puts up a fuss or a salesperson overpromised, and we don't want to push too hard because it's not right. We just kind of say, okay, let it slide. But we invoice it, so it gets out of our inventory. Our inventory is good, and then we move forward from there. And I never ask my suppliers for samples, ever. I always buy them.
Are you getting a lot of requests, more requests now than you used to, or similar, or are you not noticing a difference?
We have a no sample policy. So it's very clear with our customers. Like whenever it comes up, we tell them right away that we don't do samples. However, you can return the product should you wish to return it.
You borrow them.
Yeah, we like samples. Samples are for people that are desperate for a sale. I think it goes against the sales process. It's kind of like if you don't charge for something, it has no value. I think I've said that before. It's like, no, man, we're not going to do samples for you for free. Call the other guy. Tell him to do samples for you for free. I'm not interested in any of that. Seriously.
Yeah.
Now, I think it's good for distributors not to offer free samples. I think it's really good for vendors to give free samples. So I think
that's kind of where I was getting to.
Oh yeah, okay, get there.
Yeah. It's just that. It's just that. As a manufacturer, if you want a distributor to sell your product, you better give samples out. I understand from their standpoint too, why they wouldn't want to, because there's people that will just take advantage of the samples and then might cross it to something else. But I think it's necessary in today's market that a LED distributor or LED manufacturer supplies samples really at no charge and makes it easy for you. The sponsor of this podcast, not to chime in on them again, but makes it real easy. And that's a huge benefit. Do you need samples all the time? I'm kind of in the boat you are, where I don't really think so. And I think a lot of times it is just that, where people are desperate to get a sale and they're going to do whatever they can.
I think the distributor needs a sample of a product that's still in the phase of proof of concept, as opposed to the customer. Like, it's me that needs to be proven that XYZ retrofit kit works and looks good. My end user customer, they're generally doing whatever I tell them to do, and I can pick from 5 options.
How often do you take a new fixture like that and actually install it in application in your office or warehouse?
A lot.
Do you?
That happens a lot, yes.
That happens a lot. Test on it?
Yeah, but we usually buy it.
You buy it. You don't ask the manufacturer to provide it to you.
It's not a big thing in Canada. Maybe it's popular in the States to like, maybe they're bigger and they have more money or something. But there's no such thing as a free lunch. I don't like owing anybody anything. I don't care about a $100 sample or a $200 sample. I'd rather pay for it. And then I don't owe you anything. And you know what I mean? Like, from my perspective, It's like, show me what you got. You want to leave it here? Send me an invoice. And sometimes they don't send me an invoice, right? Which is fine. But, if I don't remember, like, there's so much stuff people come by and show us, but it's like, you know what? Thanks for the sample, but you got to earn my business still. And that's good. And I think it behooves manufacturers that sell to distributors to provide samples, especially in certain relationships and especially to win certain deals, to back them up. I think distributors that give samples away to end user customers, I don't know. That's not for me.
Yeah, like you don't at this point you don't need to provide an LED tube, do you? I mean, people should understand what it is. Maybe if it's flicker free, if it's dimming, something like that. Sure, that I see a value in. But yeah, once it's proven, and I think it's what you said, the proof of concept. If somebody has a unique application and they need to make sure it's going to do what it needs to do prior to installing, a lot of
But
them,
you don't need to give away a free sample.
but you don't need to give it away. You can charge. And, I had a good example of a large customer in Minneapolis that wanted to try 4 different samples for one application. They have 100 of these fixtures, but they have thousands of other fixtures. So I went to him with exactly your model, and I said, okay, we can do these 4. You can for 30 days. We're going to invoice you, and then if you return them, credit you, and if you don't, we're going to have to charge you for them. And most people understand and realize where we're coming from too. That we can't just be giving stuff away, and manufacturers can't be giving stuff away. That they agree and understand, and then it ends up being a sale instead of just a loss where you're just giving things away. In this case, they kept 2 of the 4 samples, and I got the other 2 back, and no issue. But I
Yeah.
got paid for 2.
Huh. And not only
So
that
get
though,
a
but it's
sale.
kind of like a reminder because your AR department's going to collect. And like, well, no, we're not paying for that. We're going to return it. Well, you're outside the return policy now. It's like, okay, well, fine. But you're supposed to have 15 days, and we emailed you twice, and you didn't get back to us. So
Right.
they're yours now, or whatever, right? You can kind of play a game with them a little bit,
Yep.
But I think from my perspective, with the whole sample gig, it's one of those things where, if you don't charge for something, it has no value. People aren't going to think about it. It's a way of testing to see if they're actually interested. Oh yeah, we can do samples for you. Look, we don't mind returning the product if it doesn't work out for you, but we're going to invoice you $1,100 for the samples. Oh, whoa, 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 whoa! What do you mean you're going to invoice me? Yes, I'm in business. Why don't you go by to Baskin Robbins? They'll give you a little lick of a sample. You can have like a little tiny spoonful of ice cream, and then you could keep asking them, and then just walk out and not buy. See how that works for you. How you feel? I'm not the Baskin Robbins that doesn't make you buy a cone. You can try a couple things, but you got to buy a cone. This is the whole thing. And the other thing too is like junior sales reps that you tell can give free samples. They'll give free samples to everybody, man.
For sure.
They'll get their sales goal will be to give out as many free samples as they can. Yeah, he's got a free sample. He's got a free sample. I got a free sample guy over here. I gave him free samples. Everybody will let you count their lights, and everybody will let you give them free samples. Right?
That's right.
So don't give out free samples, and you'll get rid of a lot of customers you don't want. This has been the Lights Out Online Video Show, sponsored by Keystone Technologies. Trying to keep all this straight. Go to KEYSTONETECH.com, baby. KeystoneTech.com. You know what? They're the sample kings, though. I'll give it to them. But they give samples to distributors, not to end user customers. That is a different story, son. Go to KeystoneTech.com. That's KEYSTONETECH.com.